What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph! I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, alright, going back to Gacharic Spin. Yes, indeed, Gacharic Spin fans, feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbidi bop, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from SMB, and this is actually one of SMB's 3 prioritized requests for the month of October for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So, here you go, SMB. Hope you enjoy the show, man. SMB want to see me react to this. It is Gacharic Spin with a song entitled Speed Game. Now, have I heard the song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a minute, hold it, I've heard this song before, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This was posted by Gacharic Spin, surprise, surprise, and the video has 25,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Gacharic Spin Speed Game official live video. Wah, wah, wah.
Damn it!
Yeah, there's that word official coming off of their official page. So yeah, you know what I'm gonna say, so I'm not gonna say it. I'm just gonna say we're gonna have to wait and see what happens and hope for the best. Let's see, tour 2024, so this is fairly recent then, coming in this year. Ace at X Theater Roppongi, I think it's Roppongi. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this! それじゃあ次の曲いっちゃいましょう！こっからはもっともっとぶち上がっていけますか EX シアター！まずは大きなクラップを聞かせてください！いい感じです！この後ガンガンノンストップでいきます。みんなちゃんとついてきてくださいよ。よろしくお願いします！盛り上がってちょうだい！
I know what they're doing. I understand what they're doing. They're giving the vocals a chance to kind of breathe and give them a chance to show off their instrumental ability. I get it. I applaud them for doing it. And I like what they're doing. It's different. It's different than what you would typically hear. It's very jazz. It's very jazz influenced. If you listen to what's happening within the instrumentation, you know, you have somebody, it doesn't matter who, somebody takes the lead for about a measure, and then someone comes in and interrupts with a measure or two of something, and then the original voice takes over for the next, 5 measures or 6 measures, depending on how, or even more, 13, 14 measures, whatever the case may be. But you have that one voice start, another voice interrupts, then they take over again. And it's constantly changing. Sometimes it's, like, okay, for example, Tomozo, right here, guitar, lead guitar, comes in, starts solo, gets interrupted by, I believe it was Oreo who interrupted her for just a measure or two, and then Tomozo takes over again and solos for the next X number of, measures that she does. Prior to that, we had Oreo start, and she gets interrupted by Hannah. And then Oreo takes back over again and solos out for however long that she soloed for. It's very jazz oriented. I've seen a number of jazz bands. I've been in jazz bands where we do that, and it's planned. The solo itself, what's played during the solo, isn't necessarily planned. That's all impromptu. It's all improv. But the plan of the interruption and who is going to interrupt is there. It's in place. At this measure, at this bar, one measure into the tenor sax solo, trombone is going to come in and do something, for a measure or two, and then tenor sax is going to take back over again and solo out before passing it to the alto. And then the alto takes a solo, and a measure or two into it, here comes a trumpet player in the back, blatting something out. Usually something sour. Usually something that doesn't sound quite right within the key that we're in. It sounds out. And that is done on purpose to make the solo sound even better than it actually does by comparison. That sourness in the interruption makes, by default, the solo that's being played by the actual soloist more pleasing to the ear. And that's a great little illusion. It's a great little trick in the music industry. It's fun. Or it's just in music and songwriting in general, it's fun. They're taking that approach, and I like it. It's working out well, and they're making it work. They're definitely making it work. As far as the live show goes, if I'm not mistaken, they've checked off all 5 boxes. I believe they have. So we'll go more into detail on that when we do the review. But if I'm not mistaken, they've hit all 5. So that's good. It's only about a minute left. Let's finish this out, and we'll get to the review. See, guitar interrupts. Now they're doing it in unison. Good unison there. Nice. Really nice. Yeah, I dug this. This felt good. Nice pace, nice energy, great tempo. Nice feel across the board. Yeah, I got no complaints other than the fact that how long was this? 3:39. I'll be honest with you, they could have gone a little longer. They could have even gone another minute longer, and I would have been fine with it. But you know, there's an old saying in the industry: always leave the crowd wanting more. And they definitely did it here. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Gacharic Spin with Speed Game. This was a request from SMB, and this was actually one of SMB's 3 prioritized requests for the month of October for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So there you go, SMB. Hope you enjoyed the show, man. Not a lot to say. There really isn't. Not that I didn't already say during the review, during the reaction. So this is probably gonna be a pretty quick review. I'm gonna just hit some bullet points and we're gonna call it a day. Should I start with the score? Yeah, let's start with the score. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give that an 8.4. Yep, 8.4. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first, an 8.4. What does that mean? Well, an 8.4 would translate to a great scale rating, so I think overall, I think this was a great job. It would get 4 to 5 stars and an A- letter grade. So there you go, an 8.4, great scale rating, 4 to 5 stars, and an A- letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? So glad you asked. I get it. I understand. You know, when you're doing an hour and a half, 2 hour long concert, which from what I've heard in the comments, they're notorious for doing. When they put on a concert, it's a long one. And I absolutely respect performers that do that. Sometimes you gotta give the vocalist a little bit of a break. I absolutely get it. I totally get it. Any band that does an hour and a half to 2 hour long concerts and doesn't give the vocalist a breather, they're asking for trouble. They are, man. Unless the vocalist is just, you know, has some super powered vocal cords. No, I absolutely get it. You know, to give the breather to the vocalist, give them a chance, get some water, take a breather. I get it. And what better way than to do an instrumental song? I appreciate that. And here's the thing. It is an instrumental song. It's not like they're just going out there and jamming. It's not like they're going out there and doing some freeform, you know, jam that, you know, they're just gonna, you know, take rounds. Everybody gets 32 measures, and we're gonna start with this riff. We're gonna go around the table. Everybody gets 32 measures, and we're gonna take it on home. It's not that. This song was very clearly organized. The biggest giveaway to that was what I was talking about during the reaction. When you had the solos that would get interrupted, and then they would take back over again. If you don't plan that out, it's not gonna work. It's just not. That has to be planned. Who's gonna interrupt? For how long? And when is it gonna, for the soloist, how much longer do they have after the interruption to come back in and finish out what they want to do? I've seen bands try to improv that, and it always, and I mean always, ends in a train wreck. You have to at least have a roadmap. You don't have to know what's gonna be played. You don't have to know what key signature everyone's gonna be in. You don't need to know note for note exactly what everyone's gonna do, both for the solo section its own and for the interruption. That doesn't have to happen, but you have to have the basic roadmap. You're gonna do the measure for 2 measures, solo for 2 measures, interruption for 2 measures, come back and finish out the last 12 measures if you're gonna do a 16 measure solo. Okay, that has to be organized. Who's gonna do it, when they're gonna do it, and for how long. They clearly had that. So this was planned. This was not just some improv thing. Not only that, but the other dead giveaway, the biggest dead giveaway was the fact that they had the backing track going the whole time. The whole song, the backing track was going. And there's nothing wrong with that. Listen, they didn't sit there and pretend like there was no track. They didn't sit there and, you know, lip sync the track and pretend like, you know, you didn't have Yuri back there pretending to play while the track was going on. She was playing with the track. So I have no problem with track usage. I've said this many times on the channel. I have zero issue with bands using track. I've been in bands where we use track as well, sometimes pretty extensively. My issue is when bands pretend like there's no track. You hear all these backing tracks going and you hear vocals going and nobody's on a mic. or worse, they're on a mic. Actually, I don't have a problem with that. My problem is when they have vocals going on and everybody's on a mic pretending to sing, lip syncing while the vocals are going on. That's when I have an issue. The dishonesty. I have a problem with that. Now, if you have backing track going and there's vocals in the backing track and nobody's on a mic and nobody's even trying to pretend like it's obvious it's backing track, I got no issue with that. I got no problem with that. The backing track was fine. I got no issue with it. It sounded good. It was a good setup for what was happening. The drumming was nice. I think Yuri did a fine job with it. No vocalizations whatsoever. It was all instrumental. And everybody on their instruments sounded just fine. Every solo sounded good. When it needed to be dissonant for the purpose of interruption, it was very dissonant. It sounded like they were in a completely different key, but then when the solo came back and it took over, it mellowed out. That was nice. Special shout out. I listen, I know I'm biased. Okay, I get it. I'm a bass player. Special shout out to Koga. She absolutely did a fine job with her popping and slapping. Love how she's able to mute with the left hand and make it a percussive mute to give it that extra little percussive attack. It makes it sound like she's playing twice as many notes as she really is. And that's a great illusion. Les Claypool is notorious for that. Lots of guys, Flea's notorious for it, doing the percussive mute with the left hand to make it stop, to give it that extra popping sound or extra slapping sound, so it makes it sound like he's popping twice as fast as he really is when he really isn't. It's a very nice trick that a lot of bass players do, and they do them well. I haven't gotten that yet. I am trying to get it. It just hasn't meshed for me yet. I haven't been able to get that percussiveness without having a note play. Like I'll pop with the left hand and it always ends up producing a note, and irritating. I'll get it. I will get it eventually. I know I will, but I've been working on it for years. Actually, I've been working on it for decades and I still haven't got it. Maybe I need to take lessons. Maybe I need to hook up with the bass player who knows how to do it really well and take some lessons from them. It shouldn't take long. But in any case, no, this was a great job overall with the song. It was very well written, very well constructed. I love the jazz elements they threw in there. On top of that, from a live perspective, let's go on the checklist. Let's see if they checked them all off. I'm almost positive they did. Stage presence, yep, check. They look like rock stars. They came out and owned the stage. They didn't wander around like a bunch of lost, a bunch of lost roadies. Where'd I put that? Where'd I put my roll of gaffer's tape? No, they didn't look like that at all. So yeah, big check there. Stage energy, yeah, they were moving around quite a bit. Like seeing that. Stage interaction, they did. There was clearly some space between them, but they would, play off of each other, and they were always looking at each other and playing to each other. Granted, the space was there, but they were still doing it. So I'll give it the check. Crowd interaction, yeah, check. At the beginning with the clapping, getting the crowd involved, yeah, that's crowd interaction for sure. So that's a check. Showmanship, yeah, check. A lot of movement, a lot of motion, headbanging around, crowd interaction. It all combines into showmanship. So check there. Production, nah, not really. But like I've always said, production's just bonus points unless you're a production-based band who doesn't move on the stage at all and they just stand there like a bunch of statues and they need all that visual to put on their visual show. That's not the case with Gacharic Spin. That's not the case at all. They've never been that way. So production wasn't there, but that's okay. You don't need it for them because they bring the show themselves. So they got the main five, so that definitely helps. It didn't help a lot, but it did help a little bit. It did bump their score up about, a couple tenths of a point. So yeah, but an 8.4, I feel good about that score. That's exactly where I think it needs to be. And that's where we're going to stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We got an 8.4, which is a great scale rating, 4 to 5 stars, and an A- letter grade. Take your pick. I don't care. Whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, that did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching. And as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.